Do the dance. Do the dance.
See, I had to turn off the audio on there so you guys couldn't hear, so Brian wouldn't get all excited right when the podcast starts. I'm
I
about
always
to
get
exit.
excited with that song. That shit is tight.
Yeah. See, there you
Why
go.
are we smiling?
Because
It's
we
finally
won,
over,
right?
bro.
we haven't started.
We
Yes,
won?
it's over. We haven't started talking about the game yet. Wait till we get there, and then we'll see who's smiling. Welcome to Across the Galaxy. We talk all things LA Galaxy. My name's Eddie. Always with me, I got Bryant,
But
Spenny, El Dormido, and Edgar. What up, Edgar?
Go USA.
Yes. Well, you can finally say that, huh? Without having to hide your shame.
Let's hope it's the same for the World Cup coming up.
I wonder how Bingham's feeling. Anyways, so going into the game, before we get to the game today, the Galaxy season was pretty much done on Wednesday. They played on Seattle. Heartbreaking tie, I guess. Pretty much the way the whole Galaxy season's been, right? But
much.
I mean, I think they put up a good performance from a Seattle that didn't start everybody. Well, a couple people, Morris and company. But either way, it wouldn't have mattered what result we got. Our season was over. But I don't know. In this game, I started thinking a little bit of maybe we should give Dom a chance. But I'll tell you right now, I don't feel the same now. But just real quick, so we won't spend too much time on it. Anybody got any thoughts on that game in Seattle?
When Seattle really wanted to, they just stepped on the gas and blew by us. I mean, although it was a draw, you could tell that when they really needed to, they could just come in and do some damage. But the one thing that just sticks in your mind is that it didn't matter what the Galaxy did because, Levas just rolled over. They didn't even try. They're just like, whatever. So.
I know.
Javier James with his little celebration. I mean, he got pumped with that goal. A good sight to see, I guess, with everything that is going on around him or allegedly going on around him. It was good to see him score. That's all I got from that game.
True.
Oh, you're talking about the Chicha goal?
Yeah, Chicha.
I just find it really interesting how he scored that one goal, and it was a nice goal. It was a very nice goal. And then all of a sudden, he just explodes on social media like if the last 8 months or whatever never happened. And, all of a sudden, this guy just scored like 10 goals in one game or something. And it's like, relax, buddy, relax. We understand that at the end of the day, you're going to turn on the PS4, you're going to get on and play your Call of Duty, use your mods, make yourself feel better.
Damn.
But, one goal isn't a solve for everything.
He said it
long
himself
way to
though.
go.
Yeah, he even said it himself though that he does need work and that he's he's gonna try to put in work for the next coming seasons. Which spoiler alert to everybody, he's staying here for another season.
Yeah, Brian. His publicist told him that he needs to work harder. He needs to say that he's working harder.
All right.
You really buy that Chicha gives a shit about the Galaxy?
I don't know, dude. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt just because he's a professional and he has to put face. Because if he's not professional here, he's not gonna get a job later on somewhere else. So you gotta say what you gotta say to fucking keep your job, bro.
Yeah.
I just want to see that shit on the pitch.
I'm looking at Spenny and I see that the gears are working there.
First of all,
Trash. That's all I'm gonna say.
Nah.
Come on. See what you started, Brian? You see what you started?
Quoting Bryant.
Trash.
But yeah, I mean, if anything, like I said, what I took was the fact that I thought we should give Dom a chance because as soon as I saw Seattle on the schedule, I'm sure as everybody else did, they were like, this season's over right there if it's not over yet. And we didn't get run off the field, despite what Edgar said. It didn't happen, and it didn't happen till, in my opinion, when Rolf came in and say what you want about them being fast, that Seattle being Seattle, but
Rolf is Rolf.
Morris just fucking. I'm all mad. See, think about
Morris is a
Felcher.
beast, man.
Nah, not just that, but Rolf had fresher legs than Morris, and he lost him over his shoulder, and
Again.
Felcher did Felcher.
Again. As
So-
usual, Felcher does the Felcher.
That's why I said though. That's why I said what I said because when Seattle wanted to, they did what they needed to do to get a goal. I mean, and up until Morris came in, they weren't really trying. They were just kind of. I guess they were like managing. What is it? Load management.
That's kind of a dick move from Seattle. Like they make us think like we can actually play with them, and then they put in their actual fucking players. And it's like, oh shit, a whole different fucking game.
What do you mean? They had the season in lock. It was smart soccer, bro.
It is, but still, the false hope that I got watching that game was like, damn, maybe we could pull this off. And then,
Well, you
It's
have
like if you're playing with your little brother and you're like, all right, let me give the little guy a chance, and then he starts to get good, and you're like, all right, calm down, smash him.
You're playing horse, and then like when he's in the lead, you start dunking, knowing he can't reach it.
that's what happened.
Gotcha.
That's a good analogy.
All right. So fuck it. Whatever. Going
Sweating?
into. Oh,
Trash.
I know.
Damn.
Good.
Nah,
great-
for real, as far as the game, I mean, it was just Seattle didn't even. I expected Seattle to come out even with more intensity, and they were kind of just going through the motions at the beginning. The Galaxy had their chances, and they just couldn't capitalize, which is typical for this season. Once Roldan came in and Morris came in, you saw what an organized team can do to the Galaxy, and I'm surprised it didn't score more. We got lucky with that. I was optimistic about the 92nd minute. Like, what? They're gonna pull this off, and then they didn't.
They galaxied.
They galaxied indeed. I think by halftime the playoff hopes were over though, right? I think Colorado had already won their game or something.
San
like that.
San Jose
Yeah.
was beating LAFC.
And LAFC that really didn't try. They're just like, eh.
Shout out to those assholes.
But whatever. We shouldn't have to rely on them for results. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, that's what it came down to.
Bad calls or bad missed calls. This VAR thing is not working out, and so many levels on so many leagues. Even though it worked in our favor, Seattle should have gotten a penalty. I think in the first half with that handball on Steris.
Yep.
I don't know. It's just I'm not happy with the team, and I'm getting a little frustrated with this VAR. Going back to that game against LAFC, some European games I saw over this weekend that were just like, come on, like you're blaming angles. Like you're supposed to have the best setup now and have all these people watching the game, and you're blaming it on angles. Why you can't make certain calls? Like 2020 for you,
Yeah, I mean, well, the VAR works. The actual technology of it works. It's the fucking people that make those cars are the ones that don't fucking work, bro. It's the same shit as not having them. So you're right to not have them. But the VAR works, bro. Like you could actually see when people are outside.
Yeah, the thing that sucks is it's inconsistent because if you're at home and you're making the calls and you get all these angles, you expect the people up in the booth to have even better angles, and they're actually at the stadium. And if I was kind of hopeful with VAR when it first came out because I kind of compared it to what they do in the NHL. The NHL, they have it down perfect. Something happens in the game. They go straight to Toronto, which is the NHL headquarters, and within a minute, they give you exactly the right call, and they don't mess around, and all the players will accept it because they always get it right. I was like, oh, maybe MLS can do that. Nope. And not even MLS. Look at the Premier League. Every week, there's some kind of controversy.
Yep.
I just don't like that refs don't want to admit when they're wrong. Like, just you got it wrong.
What's the ego
whole
with
point?
that?
The whole point of this VAR is to correct the calls that you couldn't make, that you couldn't see. And I feel like sometimes they're just not making these calls because they don't want to admit that they're wrong.
Yeah, too prideful. Yeah.
I don't know if it's prideful. It's just that, for example, referees, they never talk to the press, and that's because to maintain I guess, the sanctity or the level of respect that you have for, an official, and but they themselves they will sanction each other internally. This, which is why sometimes you'll see a certain official or referee, will constantly make mistakes, and after a while, you won't see them anymore because they weed them out. But we see it too much, too often in MLS, and it's kind of annoying.
Kind of.
I mean, I'm being diplomatic here.
You know what?
Fucking bullshit.
You know what? You know what else? You know what else is annoying?
Hmm.
Undeserved calls to the U.S. men's national team. And yeah, look, here goes Spenny. He's gonna defend it. That's his new Carrasco now. So after being eliminated from the playoffs,
Fucking marshmallow boy.
one Sebastian Lletget.
Marshmallow? You mean cotton candy?
There you go. gets added to the national team.
Don't clap for that one. That's
I'll tell you why I'm happy about it.
All right, you know what? Go ahead. I think he doesn't deserve it because he's part of a losing squad, and he was just, I guess, the least dull crayon in the box.
Well, I hope he gets sharpened on the other side of the fucking crayon. What I want to happen, what I'm hopeful will happen, is that he will ball out to somebody's expectations, and they will pick him up, and he will leave the LA Galaxy. That's why I'm hopeful about this call up, because he's gonna be surrounded by way more talent than he has right now in the LA Galaxy. And if they can't mesh together in the short time that they have together, they have at least athletic ability to make up ground and make up their mistakes. Something we don't have on this team right now. So if he can showcase and ball out, and somebody from the Portuguese league is like, damn, we gotta pick him up, take him. Go join Joao Pedro in the Portuguese league, or go with Reggie Cannon somewhere over there, and y'all can do y'all American connection over there, whatever it is. That's the best thing that can happen for us right now.
He always does well with the national team too.
Yeah. Go to one of the Saudi teams, man. Get
Dude's
paid.
gonna go to the Russian league.
Hopefully Dubai starts a team and they pick up Sebastian Lletget.
He's gonna go play Qatar.
Whatever.
Imagine Becky G running around there in Qatar.
You leave Becky out of it. Yeah. Well, my thing is just I want to see the guys they originally picked. I don't want to see this guy thrown in the mix. I've already seen him with the U.S. team, and again, it's undeserved. So that's why I'm mad. I don't want to see this. I'm trying to get past the 2020 MLS season, bro. Last thing I need to see is the Jets' face on TV more.
Well, who would you rather have in there? Because I mean, I saw it as a lot of some of the other better players that could have gone. They're headed for the playoffs, and instead, Lletget, he has no plans at all. So let's see what he can do. But
yeah. I think I'm with Spenny on that one. Go ball out over there. Get taken by a small team out there.
Okay. Personally, I'd rather have somebody like Jordan Morris, in there. But obviously, Morris is gonna, he's got plans. So,
sorry, there's no decent players available there. They're all going to the playoffs. What are you doing, Lletget?
Nothing.
Hey, big head.
Anyways, that's enough of that. All right, so. Oh my God. Galaxy played today. Meaningless game, I guess we can say.
You say play?
Oh, they dressed up and
they
participated in a game today, a meaningless game against Vancouver Whitecaps. Final game of the season. Final chance to see Dom. Final chance to see maybe Pavon and other people. Hopefully, the last time we see them. And mentioning last chance to see these people. Let's go to the lineup. So, in goal we had Bingham, which supposedly Klinsmann is still injured. He wasn't even on the bench. Ensua out left, Steris and people in center back, so Rajo out right. Corona and Kitchen holding the CDMs. Pavon out left. Yoni Gonzalez out right. And Cam Wood, Efra Alvarez, and Zubac sitting on top alone.
Lord Zubac.
I always ask always ask you guys, what do you think when you first see this lineup? And I don't know. I'm just gonna go first because I didn't really even have to see the lineup. I was thinking last game of the season versus Vancouver, people fighting for jobs. They're gonna win. They're gonna come out. They're gonna just leave it all out there, and they're gonna win. Maybe it won't be pretty, but they're gonna come out and win. But
Psych as fuck, dude. This lineup, whatever. It was what it was. I would have rather seen the kids in there, to be honest. Triori, maybe. Some
Koreniak.
Koreniak action, maybe. Some Dunbar, Carlos Harvey action, maybe. Depew. But I don't know. I don't know what the plan was for this lineup, to be honest. Last game of the season, just let the kids play. Let them get a taste of what it is to compete against a professional team
See what it
at this
tastes
level. Even though our first team is not even MLS level at this point, let the kids try it out because you're gonna be playing up against grown ass men who have been in this level for quite some time. So, that could have been a positive right there. But no, we went with Zubac.
he's one of those kids, just so you know, that you're talking about.
Oh shit, really?
Ooh.
That's one of the kids you want to see, bro.
All right. Well, not that kid. Seen that kid too much.
Spenny Edgar, no thoughts on the lineup when you saw it?
I don't know. I saw it. I was kind of numb to it. I was just like, oh well. The only, the one thing that just surprised me was, I guess, that Klinsmann wasn't in the lineup, and I was like, oh, I guess he's still hurt. But I didn't, no real expectations. I was like, okay, maybe they'll go out there and, do a little something special. But I was whelmed, I guess. I wasn't overwhelmed or underwhelmed, just whelmed.
But you could be whelmed?
You can be whelmed, I guess.
To read some of the comments on the live chat, Logan Jones is saying, when I first saw it, I already knew he took a fat out.
Damn.
Manny Juice Martinez is saying, what do you mean? Don playing for his head coaching job, followed by Alejandro Gonzalez saying, I don't even know if Don wants the head coaching job, to be honest.
Oh.
We'll get to that because
To that note, I didn't expect anything from today's game, which is why I didn't even bother to rearrange my day to watch it live. I decided to spend time with my girl and just, go take her somewhere.
Hold on. You decided?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Well, you were better off doing that than actually watching the shit live. So I'll tell you.
When I saw the lineup, I was like, cool. Alvarez is gonna play. If I was to watch the game live, it's just because I felt like I had an obligation as a fan to watch it, which is what I felt coming from that lineup. Like they're just obligated to make the trip to Portland and play in this game. I expected nothing from this game.
Now that you mentioned that to me, watching the game, I was just like, I guess I gotta go to the dentist and get my teeth cleaned.
Yeah. It
You
was
know,
one of
like
those.
when the one, I'm talking like the deep cleaning where they, they use drills and stuff, and you're like,
When you're at work and you get you have to go to one of those meetings that you could have just got an email about.
Yo.
That's like this game. Like I just spent almost 2 hours in this fucking meeting.
I didn't learn
Send
anything.
me a fucking email.
In fact, I lost brain cells.
That's
was fascinating. Now I feel sadder.
And it's funny that you guys say all that because the game starts, dude, and honestly, right away, it's fucking flat.
Right away, Pavon just mishandles a perfect pass. Straight out of bounds.
Yeah, and it's funny because I was watching it via ESPN Plus. Shout out to VPNs. And I had the fucking Vancouver broadcasters instead, which are boring. The funny thing is like, oh, they've spent the first few minutes talking about Pavon, like, this team is gonna build forward. They gotta shell out some money for this guy. What do you think? 10, 15 million, something like that. Oh, the guy's worth every penny, and the ball literally goes to him. that play that you're talking about, that shit was hilarious, dude. And they
And then
laugh
he
about
even
it too.
said it.
Yeah,
Yeah, he even said it. Oh, not right there, but
oh, you're watching it on the stream.
yeah.
despite that play.
Despite that play. I find it, well, not amazing, but how everybody else around the league does see him being worth that 20 mil. Us in Galaxy Land, well, at least for me, he's not worth that. So Spenny, why do you think they see that? Why do you think everybody still would pay that 20 mil for a Pavon who looks like he doesn't want to be here, to be honest?
Because every time somebody plays him, they double team him. Every time. Vancouver did not let him cut back one time in this entire game. And the time that he got it on his right foot is because it was kind of a rebound and a missed pass that they couldn't get out of their 18. Every
That's
team
the
double
same
teams
argument,
them, triple
right?
teams them. Yeah, every team. When you have a player that has to get double team and triple team in soccer, you're making noise. Whether it's impactful for your team, which it isn't right now for us, but the fact that you have the game plan for a player like that, to where you have to double team him. You have forwards from other teams coming down from their position just to help on the double team on Pavon.
Well, let me give you a little pushback on that. To me, that's the only Galaxy game plan we have. So it's easy to shut that down. Because if we had other players that were serviceable around Pavon, I don't think he'd be getting focused on that much. And we'd probably be able to see him shine even more. Because like you said, in that first half, they kept double teaming him on that left side. And he wasn't really wasn't able to do his magic. He had his typical cut to the right, to the inside, and tried to hit it with the right. They were shutting that shit down the whole time, and there was nobody else trying to check in or give him any help, which has been the case the whole season.
That's the thing. Even if he does get the ball away, I mean, we've seen it the entire season. He'll literally serve the ball up on a silver platter to Zubac, only for Zubac to trip on his own shadow, and the ball goes by. And
shadow.
I'm serious. I think he's a dude scared of his own shadow, man. I think he goes into the shower and he screams like Ned Flanders or something.
He does things on the field naturally that players try to do on the training field and have to try, 5-6 times to get it right.
Right.
And that's a rare talent. If you're really into watching, a player for their quality, he does. In this game, he had I don't even know what to call it, where he hit it with his calf over a defender and went to the touchline to put a pass that nobody got on the other end of.
Yeah.
When he barely got here, he was so agile around defenders that were trying to defend him one-on-one with, dummy runs to himself, little globitos that went right above the player's shoulders, and those are things that you can't teach. Those are things that you can't really develop when you have them that naturally.
When he was in the league, when he came into the league, he had a player like Zlatan who also demanded attention. So which meant there was a less player on Pavon where he was able to do those. We don't have that other player. And I still don't think he's worth that 20 mil. Because if he was, he'd be able to carry us to at least a playoff push.
I mean, obviously,
if he wanted to be in Europe.
Obviously, the solution wasn't Yoni G. It wasn't Chicharito. It wasn't Zubac. No matter who you put up there, there's nobody else to compliment him. And so it leaves him alone a lot of the time. The only time, where I really saw him thriving was during that, 4-game winning streak where everybody was doing fantastic. And, that didn't last very long, obviously.
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure if he's worth the 20 million now. But if the Galaxy were to get it together in the next season or the next 2 seasons, he's worth more than 20 million for the league. Because just in these last 2 years, there's been I think 8 or 9 teams that have broken their franchise record for transfer fees for bringing in players. And you have players being sold to Europe for double digits.
Mm-hmm.
So there's money to be made if you can properly, exhibit one of these DPs that you're signing up. I just don't think that you're gonna spend out even more money than the 20 million to get players to surround Pavon for him to show off that quality.
All right,
but if you're gonna face him, you don't want to face him. I mean, if you have, I mean, you have pro teams double teaming this guy.
Well, I just went ahead and looked it up, and Transfer Market, which is actually a pretty credible source. They have him listed at 11 million euros, which translates to about $13 million US. And so it's
You want that in cash or in a check?
Nah.
in pennies, a big jar of pennies.
I
You
got
know how much?
Coinstar.
How much did Antuna go for? Right?
He got bought for
I
what,
would-
12,
I
right?
would not
Or he
pay
got
12.
paid 12
But
You
I
would
mean,
not pay 12 million.
No.
for Pavon, yeah.
No,
Oh,
I'm
for
saying
Pavon, yeah,
you would
yeah.
not pay 12 million for Antuna.
No.
Oh, nah.
Not at
Me
all.
neither. But Chivas did.
So
Yeah, another-
the Transfer Market lists him at $13 million. Hey, that's a lot less than 20 million.
You're talking about not spending 20 million on Pavon. How much you spend on Chicha in 1 year?
Yeah, but it's all right. We'll get to this at the end because we still got to finish the game. But there's a difference in MLS when it comes to value. You know, 20 million MLS dollars is different from 20 million fucking, I don't know what shitty team do you like, Man United dollars. You know.
Or 68 million from Chestnuts over there, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, you want to go through trophies in recent years? I didn't think so. So,
Come on, Fulham.
What-
FA Cups are cool, I guess.
right?
Fucking Community Shield ass fool over here.
Whatever. For what you winning? You winning on the stands over there? Anyways. Anyways.
Fuck Manchester. They beat Everton this weekend.
One of the fuck, yeah, that's something to be proud of. One of the things that one of the players that we had to take a look at and had to take a look at and we had to make a decision on, we kind of didn't really get to. Second time in his LA Galaxy stint, he has to come out early because of a red card,
Oh my gosh.
and that red card man was very, very, very frustrating because we all love the kid, but those decisions, man. He's not learning fast enough. He's gonna learn, of course, but it just sucks right now.
No.
To his
Stop
credit-
stop making excuses for him.
To his credit, who is he learning from right now?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Maybe he's watching his
Do you
lockdown
have-
videos.
This kid is learning on the fly, literally. Who is he learning from in practice? You
Staring
had
at
people that didn't play half of the season comes in and gets a red card.
Mm-hmm.
Who is he
Yeah.
learning from?
And you can see the frustration in Julian's face with his other defenders. When people went up for one of the balls, Julian had looked at him and like, ugh.
No, but
You can see that his other defenders are garbage.
no,
I don't want to say garbage. That's harsh because they're professionals.
Look,
But they're
you're
not
talking
up to
about some-
par. And he
talking-
wants to
you're-
be.
I'm sorry.
something
You're,
more.
you're talking about different things. We're talking about with this one isolated incident. That was really fucking stupid. You don't do that. And this is how Araujo, after coming out earlier in the season and being like, hey guys, I understand I have a temper issues and I'm gonna work on it. Like, well, fucking work on it. Reel it in, man. You can only get away with that stupid excuse so many times in a year. You're young and you're fiery. Oh, ooh, look at that tough guy. Well, no, that ain't gonna work, because every time you're gonna be doing this kind of stupid shit, you're gonna cost your team point. You're gonna make yourself look bad. You're gonna bring your value down, and you're gonna devalue your team in general. You're gonna piss off fans, and people are gonna start to like look at you as just this mess. I mean, it's a hot mess. I want to say other stuff, but I'm trying to keep it as nice as possible.
COD
But-
almost came out right there.
See,
But,
this
This is the way I
like
saw
that.
it. I mean, the Galaxy, they came out and they were doing their best. Gosh darn it, bless their hearts. They were doing their best, and then this happens, right? And it's like if you're in a race and against some fast guy, and you're gonna go out there, you're gonna have a hard time. But it's like if all of a sudden somebody tied your shoelaces and you start running backwards. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Why are you gonna do this to your team? It's frustrating to me, and it was a dirty ass tackle. You don't do that.
Yeah, it was.
You could have seriously hurt the guy.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't care if it was against LAFC or San Jose. You don't do that. That's
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
I
done.
agree with mostly. I don't know about the analogy, but I agree with what mostly Edgar said. It was stupid, and it's not just a dirty tackle, but it was a simple
Ball
ta-
first, baby.
uh,
It was ball first, though.
And that's to my point. It was a simple tackle that where you could have easily prevented that red. He could even, if he really wanted to put a hit on the guy or whatever, he could even been smarter about that. Not condoning to go and hurt somebody, but
I'm in the gut next time.
yeah,
guy.
something. Drop a shoulder, do something. He had so many other
Hey,
possibilities.
the kid's got a future in Germany and Italy, man. Playing like that.
Hey, but
Yeah.
right,
You know?
right now, he's just
Scotland.
But see, this is the thing too. He has the ability to play in those leagues where they're tough. But you know what's the best ability? Availability. If you're not on the fucking pitch, how are you gonna help your team? Fucking
Brian.
Brian's dropping knowledge
Brian, it was
bombs.
the last game of the season. What does he have to make himself available for?
Go out with pride, my boy.
Yeah, man. I mean, you're playing
yeah,
for the
man.
badge at that point, so might as well. I understand that he's, the year has been shit, and there's nothing to play for. But come on, man, you gotta back up your team at least with that. We're staying on the pitch.
What's to say? I mean, he's young. What's to say he can't work out alone during the winter? Go somewhere, get some more, playing time. Some of that time that, the MLS season was so weird. It was stop and go, stop and go. Somebody like him could have really benefit from going. I don't know about overseas, but maybe somewhere in Latin America, play a little winter ball, and then come back in the spring ready to go. But who knows? I'm sure somebody will want him. Fast. Firpo, right?
El Alianza. El Alianza. I can't
El
say
Alianza.
that.
El Real Estelí, Nicaragua.
El Metapan.
Well, I kind of skipped over the goal. I didn't notice. I looked at my numbers wrong, my time wrong. So we got scored on before that red card.
Whatever.
You just made it worse.
It was on steroids, bro. Whatever. We know our defense is shit.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys really want to go through it? I mean, it's just repeat of everything. Defensive breakdown.
Talk about the goals.
Yeah,
Do we care about the goals?
the
Nah.
first
Well,
one.
here's the thing, because I wanted to really pay attention if there's any defensive miscues or anything stupid, right? But it really wasn't. Steres did his best. He's looking around, trying to see where he is. He picks him out. He knows where he is, but the guy just bodied him. It's just the guy got in a better position. He out muscled him. He got to the ball first and he scored. And it was a good goal.
Yeah.
I mean, Steres could have maybe elbowed him in the gut or something, but other than that, and that it was gonna go in.
Edgar just goes after the gut every time, doesn't he?
Hell yeah.
I mean, not to back up Steres too much, but we know who Steres is already. And what's the guy's name? Cavalli, whatever his name. That guy's pretty good. So I guess that's expected. I guess something we should be used to already with this defense.
I don't know about the part of him being pretty good. He had 5 goals the entire season. I don't
6
know
with
about
that
him
one.
I don't know about him being good.
More than
before
both,
that
more than both of our forwards put together. So that's pretty good.
Vancouver obviously watched tape. They spread us out good. They filtered the ball to the wing where Julian couldn't recover. I think he should have rushed the guy a little bit more. He kind of let off that pass, and Steres just got owned on that, man.
Just got beat, man.
He
It's
got
getting
like
dunked.
he got
Getting
no
dunked on.
air either. He didn't at least make a play for the ball. I don't feel like he gathered himself properly. It was all bad technique on his part. Maybe he still wouldn't have made a difference if he got a good jump, because that pass was pretty accurate. But when you watch the replay, it was a sad jump. He got up maybe like 4 inches off the ground.
I don't know.
That was
At least gather
2020.
yourself, keep your technique, and make an effort. It didn't seem like he even tried on that one.
Nobody tried today. Period. It was just one. Just
No,
throw it
he
away.
tried.
Just
You
throw
know
it away.
I think
tried.
even though he had a lot of turnovers and he didn't play his best football, I think Corona was trying. I think he was generally trying to make, the 1-2 passes, connections with Efra in the middle of the field, and trying to get Pavon in open space and support him. But I mean, he hasn't been playing too much. It showed in the second half. He was kind of dragging his feet too. But I mean, Julian was trying too. He just,
Trying to get out early. But fuck all that trying stuff, because you know who tries, at least according to Bryant. Yeah. That's Zubac. And
Lord Zubac.
that
Get his shit right.
that sub was made in about the 43rd minute, dude. And at the 43rd minute, if he's trying, he's moving, He's moving all over the place. He has to get the ball at least once or twice, right? The guy's not moving off the ball. He had 0 touches in 43 minutes. I think Dom might have kind of fucked up there. I would have definitely pulled out Zubac, and you know how Yoni's supposed to be a forward as well.
Yeah.
Done that switch. When he did that switch, I already knew it was bad. We all knew it was bad. We're down 1-0, and then we're gonna play with 10 men, but it made it worse. Felcher starts warming up, and they score the second one. I think they scored the second one before he could even get in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it was a bad sub. Zubac, I guess he tries, but I mean, if you have
That's not it, but
Johnny's not coming back either, man.
no,
The last two
Yeah.
games, the last 2 games that he got subbed off, he was mad.
yeah, he made it. I saw that just for today.
He was mad.
Yeah,
They you know how they follow him as they go off the field, like he was not having it today.
yep, he looked very
Man.
bad.
To his credit too, man, you know, one thing we were talking about last week that we couldn't put like a word to it, that, you know, he's not necessarily fast, but as far as in spacing he got behind the defense with that not so fast
He did
pace that he showed.
not
in
so
the
fast.
Yeah, you know, but he got filtered a good ball, you know, and I like how he tried to dummy like he was gonna pass it and he just went first pole, and you know it didn't work. But at least if we put something on frame, he showed us what he can do if you give him the ball in space and in under the right circumstances.
yeah, but it's
Wait, are you still talking
I
about
don't think
Zubac,
so.
dude?
No,
I mean, I
I
fell
have-
asleep for a few seconds there.
I have nothing good to say about Zubac or nothing bad because that's just his game. So
I have a lot of bad stuff to say about Zubac. But the show's only supposed to be an hour, so I'll save it. Yeah, to the point of Yoni though. Yoni, yeah, I don't think he comes back. I think it's gonna be a price thing. I don't think he's gonna want to come back. He got a bad impression of the Galaxy, and
Look, man, the best thing that Yoni G contributed to his team was a really cool nickname on the back of his shirt, and that's it.
the hype
that's
video
it.
was cool.
No, that was it. Just no Yoni G, man. Like, you know, G's up, you know. That's it. That's the best thing I saw about him coming over. Like, hey, that looked cool on the jersey. Yoni G. He's a true G. And that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
So no Yoni. So halftime. Anything else in the first half before we get on?
first half,
You know-
that atrocious defending for the second goal that passed through the entire defense for Freddie Montero to put a chest on it.
Oh yeah, man.
Horrible. Freddie Montero scored on us, man.
Brash. No, well, you can't say it like that. He's been a prolific scorer here in MLS when he was with
You're
Seattle.
talking about the first time around.
It don't matter. He's
Not-
still a
Not
legit forward.
recently.
Nah, man.
That's terrible.
No. He's not a legit forward in this version of himself right now. He is not.
I mean,
For him
even he
to
was
put two
surprised that he
away
scored.
was- yeah. He didn't even celebrate.
Yeah, he just gave Bingham a hug.
Like he thought he was like offside or something and tried to pretend that he got hit by Bingham in the mouth.
Probably did.
Maybe he did.
Damn, this thing sucks.
Did we watch the same game yet? I mean, I know I watched the replay and all, but come on. Like, did we watch the same game?
Because
yet?
you already knew what to expect. We're just like going through it live.
I did not.
This
I
is
purposely
basically going through
ignored
those
all
things.
my text messages, all my alerts.
This
Can I
is
say one
going
thing
through
about the
the
first
motions.
half? Okay, you know how I got really upset about Araujo getting that red, but to be honest, with Zubac up top, I felt like we were down a man the whole game anyway. So when Araujo left, we're down 2 men. Period.
Yeah. Right? He got. It's funny because somebody made the comment on Twitter that he got his touch because I put that he should have been subbed out because of 43 minutes, and apparently he got his first touch in the 47th. So there you go.
See, here's the thing. The whole season we've been kind of hopeful. We've been like, you know, joking about Zubac, but it's the last game of the season, and that's, you know, it's time to tear the bandage off and just go off on him. I don't care. You know, I don't care if he comes back. I don't care if he ends up in Sacramento or if he ends up, you know, playing for Swope Park Rangers, which I don't think exists anymore. But the kid sucks.
if he's still here as a second option next year, man, that we have much bigger problems than we even thought of, because that means that nobody even wants to come to this team, because that would be what, the third, fourth year in a row that we don't have a legitimate
Number
backup.
2. Yeah.
Are you serious? To be, all these things that the marketing department tries to sell us on as the most winningest team and first to 5 and all this crap, you can't get somebody under contract that wants to come to this team.
I still put that on DTK,
Like, it was before DTK was here.
but now it's him.
Now it's him.
So let's start guessing what Mexican
Well,
Back up for it.
backup we're gonna have, because I
Kiki
mean,
Fonseca, I got you,
on
bro.
loan, I bet you anything we get a backup striker is gonna be on loan.
Yeah.
Cuauhtemoc Blanco, what's up?
It should be Dennis on loan Teclosa. It should be his name, bro. Who has he signed? That's worth mentioning. Everything's on a loan.
Dennis on loan te close.
I bet he doesn't own his own fucking house. He got his cars on lease and shit too. Like, come on. Fuck.
easier to make a quick getaway, man.
Too bad this job's not on loan. So second half. So
we go through it. Should we go through it?
well, there's reasons why.
Before
There's
you get to
reasons
the
why.
second half, my wife's like, "Hey, can you help me feed the baby?" I'm like, "All right, let me just leave the game recording." So I set my DVR to record the game and fed the baby. Then I come back and I sit there. I'm like, "All right, let me sit here and watch the game." I grab a drink and I'm watching it. I got up to like I think the 75th minute, and then the recording stopped. I don't know why, and it just stopped there. And I was just like, I really want to see this. And I get a little buzz on my phone, and it's all like 3-0. And I'm like, oh,
Borra las novelas.
really, dude? No, I don't know why I did that. We have a lot of space in our DVR. It just didn't record it, and I figured like, whatever. Let me just watch the highlights. Let me just skip to the end.
Subconsciously, you didn't press record. This is gonna be a fucking shit show.
Did I miss anything good, guys?
Oh well, let me tell you.
Yeah, almost came back. Chicha almost scored a 3-pointer. Shit was crazy.
Oh,
So at halftime, Chicha came stupid.
right?
You guys like that? You guys saw it all throughout the NBA Finals, huh? So
Oh, you want to get dunked on, don't you?
so shit. Right from the start, Zubac gets substitute off at halftime. Chicha comes in. More of the same, I guess, right? Flat team, and yeah, it was just slow, painful death. That's has been the last few months for us. Team came out just as flat, especially with 10 men. How much do you expect? But Chicha looked more active than Zubac. I know he got the ball a couple times.
Can they get the ball?
He came to track down for the ball.
Yeah.
So you missed that. If that's worth anything to you.
You missed that, Edgar. You missed Chicha coming down to half court, get the ball.
Really?
Yeah. It sucks. I'm not saying that he's the guy. Obviously, we know that, but it goes to show you how bad that's. We just keep trashing Zubac, but how bad he really is,
Mm-hmm.
0 touch.
Whatever.
Well,
He's a G2 guy.
This is the first time ever that I actually felt like just not watching the game anymore. I know for sure it was the 65th minute. I text you guys like, I don't even want to watch this no more. Like, it was beyond boring. It honestly felt like a waste of my time today. Even watching it on replay, like, luckily it got a little exciting around the 72nd minute when they started putting some pressure together, a couple touches, but then that fizzled out by like the 77th minute, and I was just watching it to watch it, like,
Just to
to
say,
not
hey,
give
I'm
up
a
on the
fan.
team. To not give up on the team the way the players have been giving up on the team. But I guess it's a reflection of the team itself.
It was just, I don't know, man. I was watching the game, and I don't know. It was just watching a like watching a car crash. You know, you drive by it so slow, and you just can't stay away from it, but you know it's bad, and you know probably somebody's leg came off, and it's all.
What?
It was just horrible.
What
Hey,
did-
that hotel,
what did I
hotel
just walk
took someone's
into?
leg off, dude.
You know,
I don't.
legs off. I
Yeah,
don't
hey,
know.
hey, I got an
It
analogy
was
for you, man.
it was weird to watch this game. That's what I'm trying to say. It was just weird to watch this game with any enthusiasm.
You know what?
It was just like, come on, hurry up the time. Let's fast forward this bitch.
Yeah.
Let's get this shit over.
I
It was
gonna-
one of those.
I was gonna say it's kind of the same. I think the fans had the same feeling, same mentality as the players did. Going into this game, I kind of did have that feeling too. I'm like, fuck.
I've never had
get
that
through
though,
it.
man.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know,
Like,
sorry,
I'm
real quick.
like, I'm
before-
serious. I
Yeah,
just never ever had that. Like,
No,
I've never ever
well,
had
I
that.
think it's because Spenny. I think as fans, we've never really been through this in the sense where there hasn't been enough change quick enough, you know. And I think as fans, you're waiting for it. You want the season to be over, just so we can, well, hopefully see
Start
changes.
the rebuilding
Yeah.
process.
I don't think you understand, man. I sat through, I'm gonna say maybe 50, 53 games of that Lakers season in 2016,
Good.
2017, bro. Where they went
Good.
17, they won 17 games in that season.
Good.
And I was still like, I'm gonna watch this game. You know, I'm gonna watch these youngsters. I'm gonna watch Bi get his points, and I didn't want to watch the game today. It felt like a waste of my time. And
Can I
like,
just put a little cap on the season?
don't like that. I didn't
You know,
like that feeling.
This season, this is because I was thinking about this earlier today. I don't know if people have seen this movie, but this season reminds me of a movie I saw many years ago, which is a fantastic film, but which I only watched once and never wanted to watch again. And if anybody's seen it once and seen it again, you're a masochist. But it reminded me of Requiem for a Dream, where it's just a nightmare from beginning to finish. And there's parts of the movie where you're like, hey, maybe the protagonist can figure things out. And then by the end, you're like, damn, that really crushes your soul, and you feel horrible, and you feel like completely jaded, and you don't ever want to see it again. And that's what 2020 season has been for me, because it started off bad. You had a little glimmer of hope, and then it just became this protracted, just horrible, painful, numbing, sloppy, just the word hasn't even been invented. But yeah, Requiem for a Dream. If you've ever seen that movie, that's this LA Galaxy season right there. I don't ever want to see it again. And I'll tell you, I mean, that movie was good. This season was not.
Oh man, that's whack.
Ass to ass. Just kidding.
Well, we just get. Are we gonna give awards? Are we seriously gonna give awards?
They all get the Human Centipede Award.
The human centipede. All right. So they scored on us again.
No.
They scored on us again. More defensive breakdown. No surprise there. Some subs come in. Oh, one thing I do want to touch on is, Sasha looked pretty good.
That was
when
a
he
nice
came.
shot, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Keeper took an effort from the keeper to take it out. By the way, the keeper was kind of on point. Chicha, you didn't see that? Did they show that in the highlights? The Chicha free kick.
Oh, yeah.
So,
There were two instances where Galaxy could have scored. That was that Chicha free kick, which I thought, hey, that was well taken. But from the first time I saw it, I thought it was headed more towards the corner. But then when I saw it in the second angle, it was actually like kind of down the middle. So the keeper, I'm sure once he caught a glimpse of it coming over the wall, he was able to, knock it out. But the one that I thought was fantastic was Clayton's shot and run and play. I was really hoping that would have dipped in. That would have been a really nice goal. But yeah,
I mean, it seemed like it was, but the keeper got a hand on it or a finger to it enough to send it over. Yeah.
Oh, Clayton's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, besides that, not much else to talk about the second half. We'll just go through awards real quick. If you can pass on the next standing if you'd like, because I know this is tough to choose. And then we'll get to the questions. So let's start with not next standing. Let's start with the famous favorite Geo award. I mean,
Game is off board.
I don't know if you guys all feel the same, but I'll just start it off for obvious reasons. I'm gonna go with Julian. Poor decision, put the team in a worse position than they already were, and yeah, for me, easy, Julian.
Bingham for suiting up.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it
Um,
to Insua.
Yeah. Araujo.
Wait. Spenny can't just say Unsua and then stay quiet.
Yeah, you can. He's just gonna say trash.
He got caught out of position. One of the goals, or not one of the goals, but he got, one of the goals. Sorry, no, not one of the goals, but one of the shots that they had in the second half, he kept the guy on side, and then he wants to look at the ref, like, where's the flag? Like, finish the play. You by now should know that if it's offside, they're gonna review it, and the flag's not gonna go up until the play is over. Finish the play. Not only did you keep him on side, but then you're gonna give up on the play. And it's been something that he's done throughout the season where he gives up on plays and he gets caught, and then he wants to try to blame somebody else. People wasn't next to you this time. Depute wasn't next to you this time. Like, it was on you, man. Tired of that. And
Next.
scene.
Fair enough. Sorry, I accidentally hit my volume down. All right, so let's go honorable mention then, and we'll just leave next standing if there is any at the end. Anybody want to take it?
Honorable mention for this game.
Yeah. For this game?
Mm.
Yeah. For this one.
I got one for you. I'll say Bingham because he made some good saves in the game. Otherwise, it would have been the scoreline would have been a lot uglier. He hasn't had a good season as we've seen. It doesn't matter who the hell is back there. You could have Brad Friedel back there. You could have Tim Howard back there. You could have Tony Mayola back there. You could have two Belez back there and a Rocky Balboa, and it still wouldn't matter. The defense sucks.
Yeah.
And I really thought Bingham did he did a fine job stopping a couple shots that could have gone in. Was he next standing? No, but he kept it from being worse, and we'll see what the future brings for him. I think maybe you put like a decent defense in front of him, and him and Klinsmann would look a lot better than they did. It's very easy to dump on Bingham for what he has done this season, but he really has no faith in his back line, and it's tough.
Honorable mention. I'll go with Perry Kitchen. I just like how he works in that
I knew
central.
that was coming.
I just like how he works there. Hard worker, strong.
Kitchen.
I mean, he might not be technical, but he does a lot of the dirty work that I like to see in my center defensive mid. So, Perry Kitchen.
All right.
I'll
go.
I can say Chris Pontius.
I'll go with Insua because fuck Spenny. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'll go with Corona. Actually, the guy next to Kitchen.
Fucking guy.
Because he hasn't started in a while, and that little run. They were the dynamic duo there in the center, and I think Corona came out. He's one of the guys that came out and play. He actually looked a little lighter in his feet than he does usually, in my opinion. Although there isn't much highlights to point out of him, he just looked solid. And yeah, the only guy looked like he actually showed up for work. So yeah, Corona.
Yeah, that's mine as well. If some people are salvageable out of this team, I think he should be one of them. I think he's still on the right side of being 30, and compared to 36-year-old Sasha Kleshin and 34-year-old Perry Kitchen, I'd rather.
He's 28.
Isn't he? Is he? Kitchen?
28.
My
Yeah.
big mistake. 28.
looks like he's
Motherfucker,
50,
you look
man.
30. And just his effort today, like Eddie said, it showed that he actually wanted to play. he was trying to do something that we haven't gotten out of kitchen or collection that much by playing these 1-2 passes and supporting Pavon not only behind his runs but in front of his runs, which is something that we definitely haven't seen anybody do to try to take space away from Pavon. But he was doing it in a smart way where it actually got Pavon into more space or got Pavon the actual ball. He had a lot of turnovers though, but from the sample size that you have from everybody else on the team, I'm gonna take Joe Benny Corona.
There you go.
Edgar and I are laughing at the same shit.
I don't know what they're laughing about.
Corpse thing over here, man.
Damn.
Okay.
Logan Jones, you're a fool, bro.
Oh, I missed it. Oh.
Well, let me point out what Logan Jones said in the chat. Spenny looks 40 with that angle.
Oh, God.
Oh shit! GoFundMe for Spenny's lighting. So, next ending, if there is any.
Nobody.
I'll do it. I'm gonna give it to Pavon. Thank you for suiting up for one more game, even though you knew it was meaningless and you won't be here anymore. Yeah, thanks, man. You get the next standing. At least you don't go home empty-handed. There you go.
Next standing to my DVR
Ciao.
because when it cut out, my wife and I were like, "Let's watch The Mandalorian."
Good choice.
Yes.
Next standing, Spenny. You have one?
No.
I don't either.
There you go. Nice. All right, Bryant, you want to take us into the questions, senor?
Let's do some motherfucking questions.
Motherfucking questions.
Questions.
Hey,
All right.
Hey, never mind. Go ahead. I'll save it for later.
No, do it now. All right.
I was gonna
Let me
say.
do
If,
question.
I was gonna say if Kleshin retires a Galaxy player, we'll call him the Kleshins.
Oh, boo this man. Boo.
All right, bye.
If you don't fucking. All right, here we go. Questions on Instagram. More of a statement from X Ferndog. Get rid of the whole squad. Sure.
No.
No,
Now, there's a couple players I would still keep.
you literally can't. That's why.
Yeah, you literally can't.
Next
As
question.
far as the word literally.
To tie into that question on the live chat,
Yes, he is 40.
Beto is asking who are the only untouchable players for the next season. There's a few of them. Contract wise, there's a few of them. One of them being Chicha.
Yeah. Someone more difficult to move, like Legit or a Jonah.
Yeah. Which we'll do separate episodes on that, right?
Sure.
Sure. Little Apple from ACB. Who should we re-sign from this team now that the season is over?
Nobody.
Hopefully,
nobody.
Pavon.
People, whoever's out of country,
He's not re-signing. He's on loan, guys.
Whoever's out of contract.
Remember how
Resign,
Dennis on loan de Close does it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fitting, right? This it's funny. I made the I don't know if you guys saw
Resign Skjelvik, man.
bring him back.
Selvig.
I don't know if you, I don't know if you guys saw the
Skjelvik.
I don't know if you guys saw the comment of on Facebook. Somebody put the only person that can save the galaxy is J.J. Abrams. No. My response was nah. M. Night Shyamalan fucking Pavon signs for a TAM deal. What a twist.
Stupid.
Anyways, moving on.
Kaz Gemini, who should go and who should stay for 2021? Players and front office.
Seems like a popular question. Go and we'll circle back to that because I think that's gonna be something we can go off on.
Daniel Ortiz, what happened today?
Nothing.
None.
Chilling. What's up with you?
Yeah. What's up, bro?
Chilling at home.
You good?
Nice cloudy day.
I'm pretty sure he meant the game. I mean, nobody really wanted to play except for, I guess, Corona, according to you guys.
Pavon.
He wore the captain's band because he's leaving, so just letting you know.
Yeah.
I should have done like baseball where like they let one of the players like manage the team on the final day of the season, run the show. That would have been cool.
That's
And
how
that's
he's
why
a good
baseball is my least favorite sport.
Jay Wolvie, my unconditional support. Logan Jones. We could see two different DPs next season. Jonah is not staying here. Plus, he's not a DP. That's his statement. That we could see two DPs.
We can. It's it's one of those things where they have to work out Jonah's thing. We're definitely gonna have one. I don't see Pavon staying. It'd be nothing short of a miracle if he stays.
It could be a
And-
miracle if they can move Chicha, but I think Jonah's gonna be in the works to get moved.
Yeah. Anthony Ryan official. Based off contracts set to expire, who's the first player to go this offseason?
With contracts set to expire?
Bingham. Bingham has a big contract, and his contract's gonna expire. Bingham goes first.
When is
Good.
Skilbeck's contract over?
I think it's this year too. I think he's off the
Good.
books this year. Yeah.
Get him off the books.
Well, as far as expiring contracts, I actually have that right here. Just give me 1 second.
Oh, there you go.
Besides the obvious loans, Pavon and Joni, you got
Yeah.
Insua's contract being up, Steris contract being up, Ralph Felcher, Sasha Kleshin, David
Right.
Bingham, Emilio Cuello. Emilio Cuello and Gordon Wild, they're technically on loan, I guess, from Galaxy 2.
G2. Mm-hmm.
But that shit is up. So is Nick DePew and all the youngsters, Carlos Harvey and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think David Bingham is gone. I know some people might want to see Ralph Felcher gone, but for green card purposes and cheap labor, he might he might stay.
Labor.
I don't think Insua should stay personally. I think they should look to move Daniel Steris within the
Mhm.
league to try to get some TAM money or GAM money, maybe a better lottery pick or draft pick.
I agree with the Insua. I think there isn't really much you could keep in the back line besides Julian, but even then he's gonna leave on his own eventually.
Yeah,
once he
he's
gets his
not.
shit. Yeah.
It's not that he's untouchable; it's that you want the kid to move.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you don't want him to move, but he's gotta.
Soon, LA Old Guard. With certain players out of contract, who can they be replaced with?
I don't know. Give me a job. Let me figure it out.
This is a DTK thing, and I don't think I don't know if he has players set up for like on the short list for next season.
I don't think so, dude. I don't think so. The Galaxy is just ever since they were exposed ever since the Siggy thing, and I know for a fact. Edgar. Sorry, I have a headache, guys. Edgar knows this. That once Siggy came in, he asked for a list of center backs, and they didn't have one. They had nobody that were scouting.
Give him fucking Siani.
Yeah.
Which goes back to the shit that we were talking about in the episodes before about how the LA Galaxy doesn't have a legit scouting department or somebody that that could give them that type of list, which is front office stuff.
Just hope we don't sign more players that haven't played in 16, 18, 20 months.
Although
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind bringing Polenta back.
Mm.
I
He was
like
good with his feet, but his defensive miscues were too many to count.
I mean, one-on-one, he was solid.
Yeah.
It was just he got burned a lot from what I remember. So we got to go scout for something better. Anyway, who do we replace him with? Oh, and second comment, the last episode was really good. Keep on nagging. Thank you, man.
Who was
Thanks
that?
for watching.
Who was that?
Tune LA Old Guard.
Tune,
The last episode was really good.
Tune LA Old Guard.
Mhm.
Shout out. To
If you're watching now, let us know what you thought about Brian's commentary last week.
Imagine how good it would have been if Brian talked.
Trash. MGM. Yeah, but that's Manny. What up, Manny? If you had to pick from these two, one Pavon, one Klein, stay or leave, who stays, who leaves?
Is that a trick question?
So
we keep Klein and we ship out Pavon. There, right?
Yeah, of course. Because that's the way we like it.
We're so used to it. All right.
the Alchemist. Realistically, do you believe Klein is going to get the boot before DTK?
No.
He's like a tick, man. He's like really in there.
Yep.
Ooh, he's lodged in there.
He's locked in there. Even if you rip out the body, the head's still there, man.
I think it's gonna be
Sorry,
it's gonna be a
Mr.
minute.
Klein, but somebody's got to say it.
No, I mean,
Ooh.
we've said it here that he's probably one of the guys that needs to go as well, along with DTK. So
Well,
I
some
mean,
guys, some
somebody besides the the head coaching and the managers needs to be held accountable for this. And if you start digging deep enough, eventually you're gonna hit the decline. So who knows? Maybe a week from now, or maybe in the next week or so, we're gonna hear Klein, giving us walking papers.
that was it for Instagram, and now we have some Twitter questions.
all right, Twitter. Shout out to everyone on Instagram.
On Twitter, Rafael Rauda. What do you think will happen in the offseason? Realistically, who in the team stays, who goes? That's a lot of those questions. Next one.
Honestly, it's gonna sound like a joke, but honestly, what I expect is a bunch of fucking loans.
And we'll get back to it.
Yeah, we'll circle back around that. To live in Island Lay, will Klein be fired? Can we ever truly be great with Klein as president? Klein out, hashtag.
No, Klein is there for one purpose and one purpose only. He knows, maybe he does know how to make money, but he doesn't know how to make money while winning. So,
Eric, should we organize a socially distanced protest at the Galaxy or AEG offices?
work for the Lakers. Let's go.
Forget socially distant. Just bust through the doors and go in there screaming.
I don't
I'm
know.
just
Maybe
kidding.
we should bring in Magic Johnson, bro. Oh, never mind.
No.
Oh,
Oh, come on,
why
man.
did I
Come
do that?
on, bro.
I'm sorry. Hey, but he's got rings everywhere he went except one place so far.
And it's gonna stay with it. It's gonna stay like that.
It
Zero.
better stay like
That's where you
that.
stay.
I didn't think that went through.
Alex, what are your thoughts on Sasha Klesha moving forward?
Bye.
Cheap
Thank
enough.
you.
Cheap enough.
To keep him as a sub?
Cheap enough. You keep him around. Same argument I had with Ashley Cole. Is you keep him for the soccer IQ. You keep him within. That's the kind of guy you want to keep within the organization. It's more like a long term play than it is. Let's win next year kind of deal.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be a star player or even use much in the rotation. Just for that purpose. I think we
And
gotta-
Eric could definitely learn from a player like Sasha, who has played in this league and knows how to succeed in this league.
Yeah, that and
Knows how to succeed in this league.
He was assist champion with Red Bulls, sir.
Knows how to succeed in this.
how to
league.
do well in this league. Let's say like
Interesting.
That. All right,
Knows
That's
how to succeed
succeeding.
in this league.
He didn't get a championship, but he wasn't like a buzz coming to the Red Bulls.
all right. I mean, I'm not going with all that Brian's saying, but he came up through the ranks. He knows what it's like to be here, make it in Europe, play in the Champions League. He can help develop some of these players, and his soccer IQ is my main thing, and that's why I'd keep him around. But again, you saw what happened with Ashley Cole, and I really think with a little bit of push, he could have stayed. But oh well.
Alex Gonzalez. I literally have every reason to cancel my season tickets, and losing 3-0 to Vancouver was definitely frustrating. To be honest, I'm thinking about canceling. But can you really blame fans for doing the same thing with these type of performances?
No, you can't. And then if you guys really want Klein out, that's the way to do it. I openly admitted that I'm too fucking lazy to cancel my season tickets and redo the whole thing. But that's if you want Klein out, that's one way to do it. If they
And the
see-
one true legitimate reason to cancel your season tickets is obviously because of the global pandemic. I mean, there's no guarantees that there's going to be a vaccine that's going to be distributed, before the next MLS season begins. I mean, in best case scenario, probably by the middle of next summer, most people in the U.S. will be inoculated, and that's if the vaccine doesn't have side effects. And worst case scenario, maybe it'll be another 5 years. So if you don't want to, hey, we're being realistic here.
Thanks.
But
Thanks,
what are they gonna
Edgar.
do? Like put it in the rain? But I spent some money, on season tickets this year, and halfway through the season, I was like, damn, I only went to one game, and and obviously I didn't pay more the rest of the season, but I still felt like, why should I go back next season? Am I even gonna be able to go into the stadium? I mean, what the hell's going on? But at the same time, you want to invest in the team, but if they're gonna play like ass, it kind of makes you feel bad. But
The other day,
It's a loaded question. Everybody has their own reasons.
yeah. At the end of the day, we don't blame you, right?
Yeah. You do with your money, what you want.
Yeah.
Basically. He also follows up by saying, "What is this? What is step one in fixing this, and why is it getting rid of Chichito?"
Oh man, that's funny because we want to win, not sell jerseys. They do that. They do that across town.
Well, last question on Twitter. Saul Danger, top 5 reasons to hire Dominic Kinnear.
All right, let's go. So if that's the last question, we'll answer that one and circle back.
Top 5?
Top 5. Let's do 3. I think 5 is hard. If you can come up with 3. 1.
Top 3.
Championships. Obvious, right? He's been there. He's done that.
Third most winningest coach, correct? In MLS?
Yeah.
Won 2 cups, lost 2 cups.
2.
Yeah.
2. What they mentioned in the Vancouver broadcast is all these successful coaches in the MLS right now are domestic and they've been in the league. They've been around the league for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoever thought about that?
I don't
Who
know.
would have thought? 3.
3. Fuck. He's been with the Galaxy. He knows the ins and outs of the Galaxy.
The players like him, actually.
And maybe players like him, and maybe he actually knows what needs to be done and be fixed.
Yeah.
That being
And
said, I'm passing on Dom.
You would? Yeah. The only reason I would keep him is if Klein stays, which looks like it's going to happen, and ETK stays. Why?
Keeping him doesn't necessarily mean he has to get the head coaching position.
And I think he should get a look at it, to be honest. 2 seasons in a row where he has been an interim coach, and he's gotten positive results out of let's say 10 games that he's actually coached as the head coach.
Honestly,
the team's actually respond to him. Why not give him an actual look at the head coaching job? Like the stats said, the teams that are winning are with coaches that know the MLS and who have been here. So he should be a viable option. I don't know why we haven't even looked at him.
I wouldn't be surprised if he actually leaves.
Same.
I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch it. I didn't finish watching it. But I personally didn't like what I heard from Teclose on Corner of the Galaxy. They just straight up asked him, is Dom Kinnear going to get a look for the head coaching position? And he said a whole lot of nothing to say no. You know, you could have, to give the guy confidence after the Seattle game going into this Vancouver game, you could have at least thrown him a bone and said, we're going to look at him. We're going to sit down with him and, understand what his vision might be. But it wasn't even that. They could also put it as far as like, we're going to see what we want to do, how we want to play, and then we're going to go find it. It wasn't like we're going to talk to him to see if he fits that. At least that's what I took away from it. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch it. For the people that are watching, I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch that or to listen to that, but that's what I took away from it. So if you have with somebody in charge like that is not even looking to give you a chance after you've been here, what's stopping you from taking a job in one of these vacancies that are coming up?
Right.
Has anybody gotten word that maybe Kinnear doesn't want the job? Maybe he's just wants to remain as an assistant, and maybe that's the response that we're getting. I mean,
maybe
it's maybe he doesn't want to be the one that has to fix this mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't blame him. I mean, he's more than anything right now. He's acting as a character. What is it? Oh my God. He's like a steward pretty much right now. He's just making sure get the team through to the end of the season and make sure we go through the motions and maybe get some positive results out of it. But he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to work through this. Maybe he doesn't like what he sees inside the organization, and he's just like, nope, no thanks. Nope. Until there's changes in the and in upper echelons, I don't want to deal with this mess. Let somebody else deal with it. So maybe that's that. Who knows? Caretaker, thank you. Damn it, my brain.
Got him. Yeah, no, I can see
Steward.
that.
I like that word though. Steward of Gondor. Damn it.
I can see that though. I can see that too. That he wouldn't want the job, or it could leave like a bad taste in his mouth too. That here we go again, and yet I have to fucking audition
Bail
again.
them out.
Yeah, and maybe there's already an offer for him somewhere else. A lot of
Yeah.
things,
Maybe.
a lot of things. But anyways, so let's circle back to these questions about who you're keeping, realistically, what needs to be done. Spenny, do you have the contract expiring still with you?
Yeah.
You want to go through that list real quick and see if we save anybody from there?
So this is according to transfermarket.us. I usually get some information from here. They seem to be pretty accurate with it. Besides the obvious loans in Pavon
Yoni.
and Johnny, the list starts with Insua, who is 31, Daniel Sturris, who's 29, Ralph Felcher, who is 30, Sasha Kleshin, who's 35, David Bingham, who's 31, and then it starts with the youngsters: Emil Cuello, Gordon Wild, Nick DePew, and Carlos Harvey.
Fuck. I honestly only re-signed Depew for potential. That's still
There
taking
you
a
go.
chance. That's it.
Who was it that asked, "Hey, want to get rid of everybody?" Well, there's a good start right there. Just don't sign anybody.
Yeah, basically, don't sign anybody else. Well, why not Harvey? He's still going to be in the G2s, right?
Yeah,
You would
they're
think
they're
that's
they're
a
like on
G2 contract.
loans. They're like on
Cool.
loans, so they're still going to be available. But as far as their contract being up, and I doubt that they would go down to a G2 team, would be pretty much everybody else.
Yeah, I'm with Eddie. Just the Pew and just reconstruct that whole back line with Julian being your starting right back.
I just hope that we can sign players instead of getting people on loans. To some of the questions that we have on the chat, Beto was saying, "Is Jonah worth having a DP spot?" I think we all agree that he's not
Nope.
anymore.
Not at this point.
He also said, "Legit, is that as good as he gets?" I think it was as good as it got like 10 games ago. Logan Jones is saying, "Should we sign a DP defender?" Absolutely not.
Nah.
I think that would be the stupidest move to date that Klein and Teclosa can make. If you look around the league, I can only think of the guy from Vancouver that's a defender with DP money, and Edgar Castillo, I think, was DP signing in Houston.
Mhm.
And I don't see any defender good enough to come to the league and contribute offensively. This
I
league
really thought
averages.
Thiago should have come here.
Nah, not for
I-
DP money, man.
Yeah,
For the people for the
he's
players
still
that the league are
producing for
getting.
Chelsea though.
Nah, you don't bring a designated player as a defender. I don't even think. I don't think anywhere near the back line. I don't even think CDMs. And that was my opinion about Jonah a while back. The league succeeds. Successful teams in the league don't have designated players as CDMs, except maybe I don't even think he's a DP anymore. Nagby, but then he's a versatile CDM.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
even he's a different player. So I don't defend. Not defender. Not even CDM should be DPs in my opinion.
Forward, cam, and a winger. Those are your 3 DPs that you need to invest in.
I would like to see a true number 10 DP in this.
Oh,
team.
who'd have thought that'd
Who
be
would
it?
have thought we needed a fucking cam in this team, right?
No, we
Who
got
would've
legit
thought?
though. They'll take us to the promised land. Hey, he's
You hear crickets?
I hear Spenny's blood boiling. So you hear?
I don't want. I'm hoping that we can get something for legit. It's just hard to think that
Yeah.
we're gonna get like a legitimate defender in this league for him, or a generous amount of TAM or GAM money.
So
Yeah.
So look, all right. Let's try to answer the question. So there's some obvious things, right? Let's say the front office has to go, but that's not in the realm of possibility. So what they have to do is, besides these players, I guess we don't resign anybody. We sign Depew just for potential sake, maybe even trade because he's American. I think next is you got to work on some of these contracts. You got the Jonah one, you got the Leggett one.
Mhm.
Fuck, who else can you mess like? That's about it. I think you move. Fuck, I would hate to, but I think if you can, I don't even know how much he makes. I think he makes somewhere upward of 600,000. Is you move Perry's if you get something good back. 'Cause I would hate to move Perry Kitchen because y'all know how I feel about Perry Kitchen. But
Mhm.
there's a lot of money and there's probably value.
Send
in
him to
that.
Austin.
The point is to get something back, though. You know, he's one of those players where you could get either an all location spot or a good player in return.
Yeah,
So
well,
to
why
some
not
of
use-
the, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Well, to some of the comments online, Romero Lopez is saying DPU is not on loan. He might not be on loan, but his contract is up. So besides the fact that we might not be able to resign him, we might have to face him in the league with some of these new teams
Mhm.
that are gonna, even if you re-sign him, you can't protect everybody on the team from that draft. As far as other comments, Beto is saying Ozio as a number 10, but that fool is sitting happily on the bench earning millions.
Yeah.
We can't afford him.
Hey, that's a guy I'll take on loan. Do that, the closer.
I would have to look into it. I think you might be wrong. Romero Lopez, he's saying Kitchen is a free agent.
That would suck.
I don't know if that's accurate. I wouldn't mind him moving on. Logan Jones is saying, what about Dax McCarthy for legit?
Ah, fuck. It
Uh,
comes down to money. If it goes under TAM, yeah, I'd do it. I think
Beto's daydreaming over here, man. He's saying I'd say Ozio loan and Aaron Johansson. That guy's going off to Europe. Man.
Oh no, Aaron Johansson, bro, that's the old U.S.
He's-
player.
Yeah, but he's going to another league and
What are you
he's already being rumored.
That
You're
sucks.
talking about the forward, the U.S. forward.
That sucks because he plays for the Hamburg, whatever that name of the team is that we own as well.
Hammerby.
Hammerby, whatever. They probably suck like the Galaxy. But yeah, he plays for them. I mean, why don't we use them? It's always we send them out to there, but we never bring anyone good here. That would have been a good one right there. There's our second forward right there.
Also injury prone.
So is Jonah. Join the club.
And that's why we're trying to move him.
Join the club. He'll be right at home. Ah, shit.
There's no fixing this team. Fuck.
Anything else?
Why are we
Marcus?
torturing
I'm curious to
ourselves
see if they'll
trying to
spend
fix
the
the
money.
team?
I'm curious if they'll spend the money to fix this team. Because I think that's what's gonna have to happen. You're gonna have to throw a lot of money at this team in the next, like smart money, and then hopefully that either works out for Klein or doesn't work out for Klein, and it works out for us with him getting the boot.
I don't know, man. But I don't know. I don't know how to fix this, bro.
I guess we'll wait and see. Yeah, spending's right
Yeah.
though. It's gonna take a lot of money because it's either gonna be money to get some of these contracts out of the way or money to bring people in. At the end of the day, it's see if they're willing to spend. Which
You
they
gotta
have already
break
had.
some you gotta break some eggs to make an omelet.
There you go. And omelets are good, and we want to be good.
Let's own the eggs though. I don't want to borrow the eggs.
Yeah.
I don't want to borrow the eggs.
All right, guys. I don't want to get too much into depth about the season or anything else, actually, really, because we're still gonna work on a season end review episode. Because obviously, content's gonna get a little slower. We're also working on a U.S. men's national team based podcast, which will be part of News Across the Galaxy. If you guys are U.S. fans, make sure to look out for that. And I just want to take this chance to say thank you to everybody who's watching live, who's listened to us throughout the season. I know it hasn't been a great season. But
It has not.
yeah, but we're here. Rain or shine, baby. The Nag Boys are always gonna be on, whether on time or late. But we're here, right?
We are here. And shout out to Liga G96. It just started, and the team seemed to be enjoying their time facing each other. So
Okay.
shout out to everybody on the Discord.
All right, Brian. That's good. Good one. Thank
As you can see, it's late, and I'm getting sleepy.
Anything else, guys? Before we go,
I think we're good.
Hey, you know what? There's been a huge shift in the world and in the nation this weekend, and there's a good reason why a lot of people feel a sense of renewed hope at a time when it's the darkest. There's no reason why we can't feel the same way about our LA Galaxy. You know, things are pretty grim right now. Things are pretty dire. You know, like you have people that are saying, you know, debating whether or not to get up their season tickets. But just like Chicharito said, you know, it's always darkest before the dawn. I mean, the dawn. No, but to be honestly, we don't know what next year is going to bring. I know at the beginning of the season we were saying, you know, hey, season is not a sprint; it's a marathon. We had no idea that this season was going to be a series of sprints. That's what it's felt like. And we already discussed, you know, what's been going on wrong with the scene throughout the entire season, and in the end, it's just there's no way to describe it, and you know that's why we're probably going to dedicate our entire show for that. But just let's see what happens next season. So hopefully, you know, they can learn from this.
He's
Stay
talking
positive.
like a Clipper fan. This is our season. Next season.
Hey, just if you look at the record book, whoever gave the Lakers the biggest ass kicking in their history, go look it up. All right.
Is
I'll
that going to
take
be
that.
in front or behind your guys' selfies? I just want to make sure where I'm looking this up.
In
at.
front at the new stadium. Just
Next
scope it
time
out.
you go to the
man.
Staples Center, why don't you look up and count?
Hey, and you with your analogy, Edgar, who's Trump in this situation?
In this situation,
Whoa.
gee, I don't know, man. That's the hard part about this because as far as if you want to talk about politics, you know, it's real easy to point fingers at a person, you know, because you know there's one person who's been antagonizing, you know, a group of people for a very long time, and not just a group of people, but you know, it's a wide spectrum of people. But in this case, you know, what really ails the Galaxy? Is it Klein? Is it you know, somebody else in the front office? Is it the unwillingness to spend? Is it, you know, all these loans? What is it? And it's not for us to try to figure it out. We can only guess. We just hope that the team steers itself in the right direction, and then we have better things to talk about next season, right?
Yeah, let's hope so.
I like that.
Yeah, whole next season gets canceled because of pandemic. What a great thing to talk about.
Damn.
Again, everyone, thank you guys for watching. We'll bring as much content as we can as things get slower. Look out for the season end review sometime in the next couple of weeks. Also, we're working getting together Megapod where we're trying to get as many as the Galaxy podcast to join. I could give you spoiler alerts. LA is our house, and Straight from the Stands are already in. We kind of mentioned it to them, so yeah, look out for that as well. And if you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me as Eddie Nags altogether. On Instagram as Eddie_Nags. Brian.
You can find me as Bryant Nags on Twitter and on Instagram, and Bryant Nags on PSN. Left back for Borat checks. Come get it, Edgar.
You find me on Twitter as Edgar Nags, one whole word. You can also see if you can find me on PSN, Northern_Raven. Will teach you how to kick ass and bring the ladies.
And then, yeah, whoa. What? We got to talk. I didn't know that was part of the lessons. Spenny.
Catch me on Twitter under Spenny Bayless.
Spenny Bayless, say less. All right. We're out of here. Everyone, thank you again for watching. For Bryant, Spenny, Edgar, we're out of here. Real G's voted. I'm happy. Keep on nagging.
Keep on nagging.
Keep on nagging.